You wake up to the tremble of distant jazz, the muffled laughter of late-night bohemians, and the sweet, stinging perfume of absinthe drifting through an open window. For a moment, you can't remember where you are, why you're wearing silk stockings, or why your hair, short curled and lacquered, brushes against your cheeks in a way it never has before. Paris hums beneath you like a living creature, alive with music, smoke, and the promise of danger. You sit up slowly, the pale morning light slipping across the room, revealing a vanity cluttered with pearls, powder puffs, and a half-empty bottle of absinthe glowing a wicked green. You stand, legs wobbling slightly, and your reflection stares back at you. A flapper in 1910's Paris, dressed in a shimmering dress fringed with silver threads that sparkle like stars when you move. Your eyes are kohl-rimmed, your lips painted a deep crimson, and when you run a hand across your cheek, glitter dusts your fingertips. A small calling card sits on the vanity, bearing a name you somehow know is yours. Elise Moreau, dancer at Les Chats de Moreau, the Emerald Cat, one of the most notorious cabarets in Montmartre. Outside, the streets call to you. The city is a maze of narrow alleys and wide boulevards that smell of fresh bread, damp stone, and swirling perfume. Horse-drawn carriages clatter over cobblestone, mingling with the sound of accordion players busking near cafes where artists and dreamers gather. You step into the street feeling the hem of your dress sway around your knees. Other women glance your way, some with disdain. The flapper, after all, is a creature of rebellion dancing in the face of everything proper society expects. Montmartre arises like a kingdom of mischief. Posters on walls advertise scandalous plays, surreal art showcases, and underground parties. You remember, or perhaps learn for the first time, that this is an era of feverish creativity, where painters like Picasso and Modigliani haunt the same cafes you now pass. Every corner brims with revolution, artistic, political, moral. The air feels electric with possibility. You walk into a small cafe, the kind filled with mismatched chairs and chip tables stained by decades of spilled wine. A pianist plays softly in the corner, and the patrons, mostly artists, glance up as you enter. Someone recognizes you. A tall man with unruly hair, a charcoal smudge still clinging to his cheek. He waves you over. "Elise," he says, as though your name is a poem. "You left before the sun rose." Again. He offers you a seat, and though his face is unfamiliar, a strange warmth spreads through you. You know this man, or rather you know the version of yourself who knew him. His name creeps into your mind like a whisper: Julian, a painter whose work lives in the smoky corners of the Emerald Cat. He pours you a glass of water but slides a small vial of absinthe across the table, its green sheen hypnotic even this early. Absinthe, the drink of artists, sinners, geniuses, and madmen. The drink they call the Green Fairy, the muse who promises brilliance and chaos in equal measure. It has been outlawed in other countries, blamed for hallucinations, mania, and ruin. But in Paris, especially here in Montmartre, it is the blood of the era. You hesitate, but only briefly. The world feels too strange already. What's a little more strangeness? So, the absinthe burns sweetly as it slips down your throat, sending a pleasant shiver through your body. Colors sharpen. The gold sunlight brightens until the whole cafe seems gilded. The piano becomes richer, more alive, and every heartbeat feels like a drum of some distant parade. Julian watches you with a knowing smile. "They'll need it tonight," he says. "The crowd is buzzing for you. Tonight." The thought sends a ripple of anticipation through you. You're a dancer, a flapper dancer in a world where jazz and freedom collide. And tonight, the Emerald Cat expects you to set the stage ablaze. The day melts away in a haze of wandering through Paris, sipping strong coffee, laughing with strangers who seem to live halfway between brilliance and madness. You stroll down the Seine, watching lovers whisper along the riverbanks. You visit an art studio where canvases sprawl like wounded monsters splashed with violent strokes of red and blue. You buy a feathered headband from a street vendor who insists it was touched by the Green Fairy herself. As evening falls, Montmartre transforms. Gas lamps flicker alive, casting warm halos on the pavement. Shadowy figures slip into hidden clubs, and music pours from every doorway. You arrive at the Emerald Cat, its entrance marked by a glowing sign shaped like a feline curled around a green bottle. Inside, smoke coils through the air. The crowd is already swelling. Men in tailored suits, women in shimmering dresses, soldiers on leave, poets searching for new obsessions. A waitress carries trays filled with absinthe served the traditional way. poured slowly over sugar cubes that dissolve like disappearing dreams. Backstage, the dressing room is chaos. Girls flutter about, adjusting stockings, applying rouge, pinning feathers into their hair. Someone hands you your costume, a short, dazzling dress lined with black fringe that dances with every breath. Beneath the lights, your skin glows like champagne. A fellow dancer leans close. "They say the minister himself is here tonight," she whispers, "and a famous American photographer. Don't get stage fright. If anything, the idea fuels you." The music begins, loud, brassy, intoxicating. When you step onto the stage, an eruption of applause greets you, the energy of the crowd surging through your veins. The spotlight blinds you for a moment, but then you start to move. The dance takes over, your body flowing in a way that feels both foreign and natural, as though some forgotten version of yourself is guiding every step. The audience whistles, claps, shouts your name. You spin, letting your fringe ripple like black fire. The absinthe still sings in your blood, making everything feel surreal and luminous. You see faces in the crowd blur into one glowing mass of excitement. You dance not for them, but with them, caught in the shared fever of jazz and rebellion. When the music ends, you're breathless. Sweat glitters on your skin and your heart thunders with exhilaration. Backstage, Julian waits with a towel and a grin that borders on proud. "You were fire," he tells you. A pure fire. The rest of the night becomes a dream turning inside out. You share drinks with poets who swear they've uncovered the secrets of the universe. A woman with violet-dyed hair teaches you a new dance. Someone hands you a sketch. A portrait of you captured mid-spin, your arms raised like wings. The lights begin to bend, music warps, and conversations drift like smoke. At some point, you step outside onto the balcony that overlooks the city, the cold air hitting your face. Paris gleams below, a galaxy of lights and shadows. The moon seems impossibly large, hanging low as though watching the madness of the world unfold. Julian joins you, placing a hand on the railing beside yours. "Do you ever feel," he murmurs, "that this city is a dream we're all having together?" You glance at him. For a moment, the absinthe shifts reality. Julian's face blurs, reshapes, becomes something both familiar and strange. The city below flickers like a painting coming alive. Everything pulses with warmth and danger, beauty and decay. Maybe Paris is a dream. Maybe you are too. A sudden gust of wind tugs at your dress, and in that moment, clarity slices through the haze. You realize how fragile this world is, perched on the edge of war, revolution, and change. The 1910s are a fever dream, a brilliant, reckless celebration before the storm. But tonight you are part of it, alive in a way you've never been before. Back inside, the cabaret is still roaring. The music surges, the dancers leap, and the crowd revels as though tomorrow will never come. You let the night swallow you whole, dancing until your feet ache, laughing until tears streak your makeup, embracing the strange, wild life that has chosen you. By the time the sun rises, Paris softens into pale gold again. The absinthe leaves your body slowly, like a spirit retreating. You walk home through quiet streets, your heels clicking softly, your heart full of impossible memories. When you finally collapse onto your bed, the silk sheets cool against your skin. The world sways gently one last time. You close your eyes, still tasting the faint sweetness of absinthe, still hearing the ghost of jazz echo through your mind. Maybe tomorrow you'll wake up in your own world again. Or maybe you'll stay here in 1910's Paris, a flapper dancing on the edge of history, caught forever in the green fever of the night.